Let's take a look at how we can create orthographic drawings for our project. Let's go ahead and switch over to the project manager and go to the orthographic tab. So we're going to go here where our project manager is, and we're going to slide down to the tab that says orthographic drawing. You'll see there's already one orthographic drawing created here, and we're going to add a new one into here. So we're going to go to the folder where that's located. We'll click on new drawing, and we're going to go ahead and give that a name. So I will call this the piping ortho. I'll keep my name as the author here, and I'll make sure that my folder path is correct, as well as the template that I want to use. And if I need to change, I can browse with that button. But I'm going to go ahead and accept all of this information and go ahead and say OK. And now you'll see that we're brought up into paper space of your drawing. Once you're in the paper space area, if you look above at the ribbon, you'll see that you do have a new contextual ribbon here with different choices than you had before, and all of these are specifically geared towards your orthographic drawing. So now the first thing we're going to do when we want to put an orthographic drawing here is we're going to go ahead and say, let's create a new view. And I want you to press that. You're going to get a dialog box. It's going to ask you which drawing you want to include in this ortho. I'm going to go ahead with this piping drawing, and I'm going to OK that. And now you'll see that it's going to bring me up, and I'm going to see a view cube here, or it's going to be a cube that surrounds my piping. And by making sure that this is pressed down, I'm going to see a representation of the drawing sheet so that I can see exactly how this is going to look on the drawing sheet itself. Now it's also very simple to adjust your drawing scale to have a different representation on the paper space. You can go to the drop down here, and let's say we want to change that to 1/8 equals a foot scale. You'll see that that is quite different. Or if we go ahead and bring it up and say 1/2 inch, and you'll see now it's taking up most of the drawing sheet itself. Okay, when you do have one that you kind of like, you can go ahead and you can save the ortho cube. So if you want to save that ortho cube and you just happen to call this front view, then we will go ahead and say OK. And then in the future, if you wanted to load up a view, then you can go ahead and just do that. And you'll see that front view is available to you to load into your ortho. Now, of course, once you're satisfied with what you have here, then you can go ahead and OK that. And then you'll be brought back to paper space. And then you can place the drawing where you want it on here. And you see that it will be generated. If you have a right click, you can do an annotation of the ortho, perhaps maybe something identifying the elevation of the bottom of pipe. I'll just go ahead and try that one more time. We can select that, and then you would get an annotation of where the bottom of pipe elevation actually is. Now, of course, this is a rather large representation here, so if I wanted to put more than one on here, I would have to do this a little bit differently. So I can go ahead, I can delete that one. Go ahead and put a new view on here. Repeat the process that we did before. And we can go ahead and try it with maybe a better scale here. And we'll go ahead and do 1/4 inch equals a foot this time. Let's see how that looks on our drawing sheet. That looks a little bit better. We can say OK. And then we can go ahead and we can place this on our drawing sheet. And now let's say you wanted to create an adjacent view. So if we did an adjacent view, we would go ahead and click this button right here. And then we can pick the view that we want. And then let's give it a top view this time. And we can go ahead and we can put in a top view. And of course that one will generate as well. Now, you'll see that this drawing sheet has a little spillover onto it, so this view is not really at a great scale if this is the way that we want to use it. So this is a prime opportunity to take a look at how to do an edit view. You have a tool on your ribbon that is dedicated for that purpose, and that is your edit view tool. If you go ahead and invoke that command here, you'll be prompted to select a viewport. And once you select the viewport, you'll see that you'll have your cube once again. And you'll see where it says the view scale is 1/4 inch equals a foot. So let's go ahead and adjust that a little bit. And we can go ahead and say that 3/16 equals a foot and say OK. And now you'll see that this drawing has been updated accordingly. Now if you'd like to do that again and perhaps make this one the same scale, let's go ahead and make that adjustment. So we'll go ahead and we'll change this one into 3/16 of an inch to a foot scale. We'll go ahead and OK that. And we'll go ahead and we'll see that now both of these have been updated.